What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I am joined by the podcast dad, Choops. How we doing, buddy?
I'm exhausted. There's the boy in the background, but hey, as we always say, it's not a gimmick. Well, the podcast mom and the podcast dad are quickly finding out scheduling with school is pretty difficult, but we're here, and we're going to talk some wrestling.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that you're in good spirits. You still have a smile on your face. That's all I care about. And we are not alone tonight. Tonight, we are joined by a friend of the Wrestling Junkies. You've seen him on here before, and you've probably seen his content on TikTok. He's killing it these days. Shout out to our friend Josh from Rope Break Media. Josh, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day in Chicago. It's like 70 degrees right now. Breezy, like no humidity. I'll take it. Oh, we're getting the thumbs down for Chicago.
He's a Philly fan. He's
I'm not. Listen, I'm adopted. I'm from the West Coast, but Chicago's the adopted city. They've welcomed me with open arms. So I guess that's why I'm such a big CM Punk fan now. Like I hated him when I was a kid, and now I love him. So the city of Punk.
I've had my own love hate with old Phil over the years. So
there you go.
That has it well documented. But you know we're on the right side of things right now. But
right side of history.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's been a good time, and we're glad to have you here tonight. We have a fantastic episode for you guys. As always, you can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod, but most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and we need your help to get there. Point blank. Period. Podcast Dad, hit him with that magic number.
Just one. So one person, if you like what we're doing here, just hit the subscribe. We're trying to grow this as quickly and as fun as we can. We love what we're doing, and hey, if you want to come along for the ride, be our guest.
Yeah, tell your mom, tell your dad, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, situationships, bartender, therapist, sneaky link, grinder meetups, Snuffy's date. Doesn't really matter who. If you rock with the Wrestling Junkies and you think that they would as well, spread the word. Podcast Dad, we've got a big show coming up tomorrow. Our friends at Coastal Empire Wrestling put on a banger, Legends of the Low Country, and they have a show coming up this weekend, and we're going to be breaking all of this down. I've not talked to the former CEW heavyweight champion Hollywood Hunter James in a little bit, but things kind of got out of hand last month, but that is okay. We're going to be breaking all of it down tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. He's going to bounce back. But I am ready for the Flying Fro era, I should say. Excuse me. Follow the Main Event Wrestling Network while you're at it, at Main Event_net on all social media platforms. Again, this weekend, Main Event 12, the 12-hour stream this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. You can catch the Wrestling Junkies from 10 a.m. to noon. We've got 3 incredible guests. Our own belt-collecting friend, Real Sammy Chaos, is going to be joining us to tell us about her summer of kicking ass, taking names, and collecting gold all over the fucking place. And we've also got appearances by David Bartolome and Will Scar, who are going to be doing an acoustic performance. You've probably seen some of their covers of WWE and AEW theme songs on Spotify, so we are super pumped to have them on this weekend. Again, at Main Event_net on all social media platforms. You can see the complete lineup of our guests, of the shows, of the hosts. It's just going to be an incredible, incredible Saturday to kick off Labor Day weekend. Podcast Dad, what say you?
I'm excited. We also may have a fun little debate between you and I, but this should be a good time.
Yeah, could not agree more. We're going to talk about our respective pillars of AEW on the men's and women's side, and we might do our own little draft, WWE draft. We're each going to take a brand and do our first 10 picks and see whose rosters come out better. And we want you in the chats to be active and let us know what you think of. Oh, okay, quit your pandering already. All right,
there's no pandering. I'm already a champion. So here we go.
Hey man, hopefully Triple H catches that because it's much needed. We need to shake up. Yeah. Let's just keep tagging Triple H until he sees it. That's what we need.
I'm good. I'm not afraid of you.
Love it. You are not. We are not. I think it's time to introduce our guests, though. You guys have heard enough of me kind of going on and on and on and on.
God.
So, okay, fuck you. Tonight, we are joined by a powerhouse, San Diego's own Mathias. He is the reigning and defending SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion, a title he has carried with dominance and pride. He's made waves not only in SoCal Pro, but also Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Future Stars of Wrestling in Las Vegas, and One Ring Circus Pro Wrestling, where he has held heavyweight gold. He's known for his unmatched strength. He's broken ropes in the middle of a match, defended his title in a title versus career bout against Judiz, and even recently squared off with a guest of ours, Jake Redondo. He's represented SoCal Pro at the prestigious Cauliflower Alley Club reunion, where he witnessed Natalia become the first female honoree. Tonight, we're going to dig into his journey, his career milestones, and what's next for this absolute force in professional wrestling. Mathias, welcome to the show. How are you, friend?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Let's get right into it because we all have a lot of questions for you. Here at the Wrestling Junkies podcast, when we look at pro wrestlers, they are superheroes and supervillains that clash, but the one thing that they do have in common are origin stories. So if you could, tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
Well, actually, it was with my brothers. I have 3 brothers. They're all giants compared to me. So I'm actually the smallest person in my family, other than my mother, of course. You know, my little brother, he's 5 years younger than me, but 6 inches taller and 80 pounds heavier. So believe it or not, I'm actually small compared to them. And because that's kind of like my life story, I really fell in love with wrestling when it came to John Cena versus the Great Khali. It was like around the time I started wrestling, my brothers were always off at football practice. I was just flipping through the channels, and I saw John Cena. He had just come to Raw, and you know he was have this big rivalry with the Great Khali. And I'm like, this is the story of my life. This is what I deal with day in and day out with my brothers. So to me, that's the thing that really made me fall in love with it. You know, I started watching because they were off football, and I had nothing else that wasn't really for me. And I found wrestling and loved it ever since.
Now, is this something that your brothers still watch now that you're still in the business? Do they still watch to this day, or was there a bit of a falling out of love with it that tends to happen as you get older?
Well, they never really loved it. I mean, they watched it kind of when I watched it, and they knew some of the people. You know, they liked Randy Orton a lot, and a couple of Batista and all those kind of characters. But they didn't really follow it like I did. Like I said, football was kind of their thing, whereas wrestling was my thing. So they watch it when I'm on the show. You know, they show it to their kids and whatnot, but they're not like sitting down watching Raw every week.
Sure. No, that makes sense for sure. And besides, you're the fun uncle, and you've got the gold these days. You got to love that, right?
Exactly.
I think Podcast Dad, who's up next, might have a little bit of camera issue. Oh, there it is.
You guys, I was say, you guys got me?
Yeah, we got you. We can hear you.
Okay, I can't see me, but I'm
That's
again,
okay.
I apologize. It's not a gimmick. It's a real thing. You talked about some of those early favorites. How are they influencing you in the ring currently?
I mean, Randy Orton's so smooth. I try to more so his emotion he puts off is really what I try to follow with Randy Orton, because that's the thing that he gives, especially when he was, you know, back in 2009 when he was really like bald headed and had the real viper, the real viciousness. Like that's kind of like the person I hated at the time, but that's the thing I use now when I'm a heel. And then Batista, you know, I liked him more when he was a face back in like 06, 07. So like his big power moves, the big spine buster. I love doing spine busters. It's like my favorite move to hit. So I like to do the big power moves like he does. And, you know, of course, John Cena, I love the John Cena story. So I've always, you know, followed that and tried to get as close to that as I can. And then to me, the greatest of all time is Triple H. It's not necessarily he's the best wrestler, but overall what he has done for so many years, to me, that's what I would want to be like, you know, moving in the stages that he's moved. He's always been significant. He's always been important. Maybe not at the very top at all the times, but he's always in the equation at least. That's something I would like to do.
So saying spine buster is your favorite move. How would you model your spine buster? Is it an Arn Anderson? Is it a Triple H? Is it a Batista? What would you say your spine buster is most like?
Well, I would say it's a Mathias. It's not really any of theirs. It's mine.
It's a good answer. Good answer.
Love that.
There's certain aspects I like of different people's spine busters and things, but I don't like turning into it like Arn Anderson or Triple H. I like the high impact. And the thing I picture a lot is like Batista, you know, he hits somebody, whips them off, they come at him and he picks them straight up. They go, whoa, up in there, and then slams them down real hard and comes down with them. I like that. But then again, I also like Goldberg's spear. So not only do I lift them up and slam them down, I lift them up and I try to drive them forward. So it's not even Batista's spinebuster, it's mine. I kind of add that little extra to really try to essentially break the ring with my opponent, which tends to be something I keep doing.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I heard Josh said he wanted to take a spinebuster from you, so I'll let him go next.
Hey, I'll anything for the champ. You know what I'm saying? Like, gotta make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll just hop into my question next. Number one, I'm from LA. I was born in San Diego, so shout out SoCal. Love to see you put it on for the. I wouldn't even say the city, the region, the half of the state. So love to see that. So here, you've been a part of a couple different promotions. You know, we got Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Future Stars of Wrestling, One Ring Circus Pro. How do these different promotions shape you as a performer? You know, like they're not all the same. There's some nuances between them. Could you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, they all teach me something different, you know. For example, when I went to FSW for the first time, I showed up a couple hours early, and they had a training going on. And I was just sitting there watching, you know, just watching the training, because it wasn't a class for me. It was more for the kids. Like, the things that they were teaching, I'm like, oh, I've never seen that before. That's a cool thing I can implement into what maybe I'm doing later tonight for their show. And then with ORC, they've always really helped like build me up as a character. So a lot of the things that I am now is kind of thanks to ORC and One Ring Circus, what they kind of the storyline they gave me to build me up. And then SoCal Pro has always been my home. It's, you know, the place I've always trained, the place I started. It's the place that I teach now. And to me, SoCal Pro has not only taught me the storylines and the basics of everything, but it's kind of taught me all aspects of the business. You know, because I can have open conversations with that promoter of like, hey, how do I approach this other person, maybe at CW Hollywood or FSW? Like, how do I approach this, that, and other thing? So they've taught me pretty much, I mean, everything I know, other than the little nuances from these other places, you know. So every place always has something you can learn different from them. But like Hollywood's a TV style show, so like you have to play more to the camera than you do to the crowd, whereas like ORC is more of a crowd show. There's not really a camera except for the one I put up for myself. So I play to the crowd a lot more than the camera. So there's always little things that you can work on at different places.
Yeah, the bouncing around, like putting yourself in different situations, like that's going to teach you. And I'm sure that that's how you've learned over the years, being able to, you know, go back and forth, like you said, between the TV style and then more of like just the house show indie style. So I'm sure.
Reps.
What was that?
Reps after reps after reps.
Yeah,
you know?
no, you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. It's one of those things, especially with like, regardless of the moves that you're doing in the ring, everything else, that's also repetition. So
yes,
I'm sure getting around and you know, playing around in different promotions, that's going to benefit you in the long run. So
absolutely,
great to see.
Yeah.
So I guess how do you, I don't want to say deal with the pressure, but how do you kind of manage the expectations? And then what advice would you give to other, you know, wrestlers looking to come up to be a top guy at multiple promotions?
Well, thank you for saying that I'm a top guy in all these promotions. You know, I try to present myself that way with professionalism and everything I can. But I guess that's probably the first tip I would give is we're professionals before we're wrestlers. It's great to be able to do all these moves and everything, but really how you present yourself, not just on like social media, but like how you present yourself in person, you know, showing up dressed nice. You know, it's a little thing that makes a big difference with your impression. So, I mean, that helps. But then also you talked about pressure. Like, I'm a kind of person that doesn't really get anxiety or stress or worry about things. I know a lot of people use that to like their advantage for like, oh, they get hyped up right before matches. They're super nervous. I never feel that. I did martial arts for 20 years. And when I was doing it, you don't really have time to be nervous. You have time to react. So instead of nervous, I get focused. Anything I want to do, I just focus in on it, and I know it's going to go well. So like last night, I was at Hollywood. I was doing a TV taping, you know. I only worked with this person one time before, and we have like a match, and it got 2 minutes cut out of it. I don't stress when they tell me, hey, cut some time. I'm like, all right, how do we get to where we need to get to, and I get there. You know, so I focus more on focus than nervous energy.
And that focus was on display when you recently speared Jack Cartwheel through the second rope. Can you tell us what happened, what went through your mind in that moment? Because that's one of those moments where I think that most people, myself included, would panic if your middle rope is gone.
Yes. Well, I certainly didn't panic because, you know, I trusted Cartwheel to take care of me. I was going to take care of him. But a lot of people think that wasn't planned, or that was planned. And yes, it was absolutely not planned. It happened out of nowhere. I did not expect it. I mean, I don't even know how you would set something up like that. I mean, we had 5 matches go out before us, and nobody played with the ropes or anything. So, like, how did it not break for them? So that happened out of nowhere. And it was like really early in the match. We're going to use the ropes for a bunch of moves that obviously we couldn't.
Yeah.
But as soon as it happened, the first thought I had was, that's super badass. Wow, that's cool. And then I'm like, oh, is Jack okay? Oh, he's okay. But then I see him kind of like dangling on the side of the ring. So I toss him out. Push him out. Because that just buys us some time. And then I know I just did something really cool. I need to display it to the camera. That comes down to what we were talking about earlier, working on TV. You know, you're not just playing to the crowd there, you're playing to the camera. So I'm grabbing the rope, I'm picking it up, I'm showing everybody, hey, this is broken. You know, this is really cool. This happened. And while I'm doing that, I know I'm just buying time. I'm talking shit to the crowd, and I know the ref's going to go check on Jack, and he's going to get us back on track. And as soon as I come over to him, we know what's going on next. So we did have to cut out a couple of cool things that we really wanted to do, but it's okay. We had a good match and called a little bit on the fly, and it was no big deal. But I thought it was a badass moment, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, that's the mark of a true veteran, is to know what to do and react in those situations where you can have the perfect plan. And like Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So sometimes you just got to adapt on the fly.
Yeah. It actually goes back to John Cena and Batista when they fell out on the 2005 Rumble, and they both hit at the same time. I mean, that was not planned. That was not supposed to happen. So what Cena said about that is trust the process. You just go in there. Everyone will take care of you. So I knew the ref was going to take care of me. The Jack was going to take care of me. I was just going to buy some time and trust the process. If something needed to happen, it would happen, and we just get back on track. So I didn't stress. I just got focused on what my part was in that.
Is that the craziest adjustment you've had to make on the fly in a match, or can you think of anything that's happened to you in your career where you're like, man, we had to really pivot here?
I don't think there's anything crazier than that. I think there's nothing that stands out, because like I think there would be another viral moment that I'm in if there was, but that's definitely that's probably the one. You know, first time a rope's ever broken for me, at least. You know, so yeah. I actually don't know if you guys saw it, but actually the week before I broke another ring as well, but it wasn't a rope. It was the actual ring railing. Like I did the same exact move where I picked up, it was Jordan Rose in LA. We were wrestling at a bar, and I slammed him into the corner with the same move I did to Jack. And I didn't know until after the match, but the promoter came up to me. He's like, hey, you know you just broke the ring, right? I have no idea. So we went out and I took like pictures. It's on my TikTok. You'll see like pictures and videos of like the hook that holds the rail to the post snapped. So they told the last match that was after us, hey, don't hit the ropes or stand up there too long. Like it's kind of bowing every time somebody like goes over there and breaking. So I broke a ring there too. And then the only other thing that's happened that's similar like that is, again, the same move. I don't know why the same move keeps, you know. This was actually, we were wrestling at SeaWorld, which is really cool to say you can wrestle at SeaWorld.
That is wild. Yeah.
What the hell?
We're wrestling at SeaWorld. The orcas are right there. They're right freaking next to us, like we on the other side of that building. So, like, we're inside SeaWorld wrestling. And I'm going against Dynamite Pegasus. And I do the same move. I pick him up, I run him across the ring, I slam him in the corner. Luckily, the ring didn't break because we had a lot to go that day. But he, like, slipped through the ropes and, like, fell down. It was, like, dangling. That's kind of where I get the idea with cartwheels. Just whip his legs. I just whipped him out, and he fell down, and he was fine. But like, I'm either breaking bodies or I'm breaking rings every time I do that move for some reason.
Shit.
As soon as you said SeaWorld, all I could think of was like a wrestling ring in the middle of like the orca tank. Like that would be crazy. That'd be absolutely insane. The fact that it was even remotely close to the orcas is crazy.
It's like that video of like they did out on a pond where it had like floaties underneath, and everyone's like,
that was insane. Like I don't know who booked that. I don't know who decided to do that, but it was amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy. It must have been a level. You slip out, you're done.
It had to have been.
Yeah.
Well, that takes us into our next question. We're gonna just jump to your title defense against Judiz recently, a title versus career match. It's high stakes. What can you say about that moment? What did that match mean to you? And how do you reflect on Judiz's legacy in SoCal Pro Wrestling? And just what did that match mean to you?
It meant a lot, to be honest. That was actually a really hard day for me. Because not only is one of my coaches and mentors and friends leaving, like this is the last time he'll be in a ring for probably ever, but I had to be the one to do it. And it's kind of hard to be in that position sometimes. I imagine it's similar to what Shawn Michaels felt when he had to take out Ric Flair the first time he retired.
Yeah.
Probably not to that extent, but I mean, it was a similar feeling. Like it was something that needed to be done. It was the right thing. I knew I was the right person for it. I was thankful that he chose me and allowed me to do it, but have his last match. But it was kind of a hard day, to be honest, because I love the guy, So it was a great match, though. To me, it was almost a perfect match. The only thing was when my foot slipped off the second rope. If that didn't happen, it would have been a perfect match. But I mean, we again readjusted and did what needed to be done and got through it. But yeah, that was a bit of a hard day, but also an honorable day. Did
you feel like it was kind of like a passing the torch moment a little bit? Like you said that he mentored you and, he's obviously a vet. Like, did you feel like, all right, like they put me in this position. I feel like I'm the guy right now,
Absolutely. I think that's exactly what it was. And I had really been building up to that for a long time because when I first started, the first goal that I had in professional wrestling was to become SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion. I had accomplished that. I accomplished that in, 2 months before I faced Judiz. But then they said that was the next thing. And I'm like, it's not even a goal I have to make for myself, but it's something that it just felt right. Like it was very humbling, but also thrilling experience. I felt honored to be able to be that person to do that.
It's almost like poetic. Like it's crazy how wrestling can be like that. And when you have moments like that, it's pretty amazing. So
yeah, I think that's awesome. Why the match and the day felt so special and so perfect. It's like we both put so much into that. Like we talked it out so many times, like what we were going to do, and really, really worked out. We didn't like go run through it. We just like really talked it out, and like we weren't planning moves. We were planning moments, and I think that's what made it really special. It was like I was giving him the send-off that he wanted, the way he wanted it.
We'll throw the rope slip out of there. It's a perfect match. We'll give it to you. So there you go.
Yeah. Technically, I do have another story about that match if you want to know. It's
please.
Yeah, with the tables. So we had got 2 tables earlier in the week, and when we got them and brought them to the arena, we noticed that if you take off the steel brackets, which is something you're supposed to do so it actually breaks, the legs would come off. So we couldn't use those tables. We're like, oh, damn. So we had to go get another table. But this one was way too flimsy. It's almost like the 3 bears. It's too cold, too warm, something like that. Like one's too hard, one's too soft. There was no like perfect table. So we're thinking, okay, we'll have one table that's, too hard, the one we're not supposed to use, and we'll just like tease that one. But when it's time to go, we'll get the other one from the other side of the ring, pull it out, and we'll go through that one. But I couldn't even lay on this thing. He was supposed to go up for the elbow and elbowed me through the table, but I couldn't lay on it without it snapping. So I had to like do this like bent over with my legs still on the ground and like kind of put my weight on it. And then we go and we get to the spot. I get up on the second rope, my foot slips, and just like his foot goes through. I'm like, damn, that's not good enough. We can't finish this match on a botch.
Yeah.
So I pissed off for a second. It's like that was the end of his story, and we just fucked it up. Well, then I'm like, there's the other table. We're not supposed to use it because it still has the steel brackets on it. That table is probably not going to break. Well, we had no choice. I went over to him. I'm beating on him. Like, hey, you want to do it? It's like, we got to. So go get the other table, set him up. And as I'm lifting him up, you'll see I pause. And I'm like, are you sure? He's all, lay it in, bro. All right. I lay that motherfucker in, and thank God that table broke, because if it didn't, somebody would have been dead. But yeah, it actually it turned out well.
You know, you could have the most choreographed match out there. It takes a little luck sometimes, you know, like you just you're at the bane of the wrestling gods at that point. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So you got to represent SoCal Pro at the Cauliflower Alley Club recently. This is kind of a two-part question. What did that mean to you? And then what did it feel like seeing Natalya get inducted as the first female inductee into that club?
Well, first of all, I was just thinking about the Cauliflower Alley Club, 2 months ago. Like, I didn't even know what it was until then. And as soon as I heard about it, I'm like, wow, this is great. Like, they have an opportunity for me to wrestle in front of a bunch of legends, first of all, on opening night. So I got to do that. But not only that, I get to meet all these legends for 3 days after. So, like, why would I not? And it's only $35 to get in. I'm like, that's the best, investment you can make for your future, to be able to network with all these legends, all these people that have been through it all and done it, and they have no agendas. Like, they just want to help you because they want to. Like, they get nothing out of it. They just want to help you. So, like, I loved being there, and I loved being able to represent SoCal Pro and take all these pictures with so many legends, meet them and tell them a little bit about myself and what I want to do, going to WWE and everything I can in this business. And I made so many connections there. Places I'm going to wrestle I haven't announced yet, but some big things coming that I would not have had set up if I didn't go there. So, like, I was honored, and I loved every moment of that. I didn't get back to my room until 1 a.m. 3 days in a row, and I had to be up at 6 to go set up the next day, but I didn't care. Like, it was just spending time talking to legends. All they want to do is talk. Like, they stay up later than I do. That's why I didn't get home or to bed until, 1. I'm sitting there talking to, like, Bob Orton or, anybody that would talk to me about stuff. So I love being there. But then you're right on that, the special dinner we had, the award ceremony, Natalya got inducted. And again, I didn't know a lot about what CAC was until I went there. But when I went in and like saw all these great awards, all the things that they're doing for other wrestlers, like it's a great tradition that they've been doing for almost 60 years now. And I thought it was amazing that they have Natalya in there. You get to meet her, and she's really nice, and talk to her about stuff too. I mean, it was great to see that. It's like we have so many men that always get awards, but there's also many females. Like, I grew up watching Natalya from when she first debuted. That's about the time that I started watching wrestling anyway. So I've seen her whole career, and it was nice to see her in person and see everything she's been doing.
Yeah, she's definitely a name that gets slept on a lot in a lot of wrestling circles, and to see, and this is my soapbox moment that podcast is tired of hearing about, but we're ready for Natty to be unleashed on WWE. We've seen what she's doing in Bloodsport, NWA, basically everywhere else except for Raw and SmackDown, and it's a chance to create something new with her that for some reason or another they won't take. So it's good to see that she's finally getting the flowers that she deserves.
Absolutely.
They got to let her do Natty the Batty on TV. They got to let her do it.
I know, right?
Like, it's insane how different her independent, like all the Bloodsport stuff versus what she's doing on WWE TV. It's like night and day. So
Yep.
I need hardcore Natalia.
Yeah, she's going to come back as a super badass.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
I want to see it. Like Natty needs to make somebody bleed. That's what I want to see. So
yep,
we need to get to that.
Give it time. But Mathias, I want to ask you about a guest that we had on last week. You recently had a match with Jake Redondo at Summer Sizzle. Tell us about this champion versus champion clash and testing yourself against another rising standout in the SoCal scene.
Testing myself? I trained the kid. Tested myself. He was the one being tested, and turns out he failed. No, it's awesome. You know, Jake is really great. He's a really hard worker. He's one of the hardest working students that I've ever seen, not only at SoCal Pro, but anywhere he goes, you know, not just, you know, what he does in the ring, but before and after the shows, helping set up and tear down and everything. So Jake's great. You know, he still has a lot to learn, obviously, but yeah, he's a great talent, and it's always a lot of fun to work with him. I know that I always have great matches with Jake. You know, like I said, we kind of trained together for a long time. And a lot of the things that we kind of learned, we learned together. So it was great to put all that on display and really show what we could do. Because like a lot of times you'll have a match with somebody you've never worked with before or anything, and getting to work with someone that you know so well, you just know it's going to turn out to be a great show. So I really enjoyed that. And I don't know if you saw, but I was actually his debut match 1 year prior to that match. I was the first.
Oh,
match
wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was the first match he ever had. And to me, that's still one of my favorite matches. That was almost like we were talking about how it's poetic. You know, it was like that same first match that he had with me was like almost a perfect match as well. Like it was exactly what it should have been. I was up on the rise. I was pushing to get this, which I did. And he was starting out, you know, and then he goes and he becomes our mid-card champion. And now he's pushing and pushing, trying to take this away from me, which, like I said, he's got more to learn, but he gave it a good shot.
I like
Listen,
it.
you hinted at some big opportunities upcoming, but I want to go back to some big opportunities that you've already done, like Dynamite 300. How is the national exposure either playing into or going to play into your development, your career journey, all that fun stuff?
Well, a lot of that is left up to the higher ups and the fans, because like all I can do is present myself in the best way that I can, and it's kind of up to them to determine what they like and they don't like. I mean, I can only be me, you know. I could modify a thing here or there, but really it's just me being me. And you know, I'm not sure exactly where it's all going to take me. I know I'm just going to keep coming and listen to them, doing what they're telling me, you know, whatever job they give me to be there, but I can't wait till I'm back and like doing more TV and matches and stuff for them. So it's been great to like be there, but also kind of like at the CAC, you get to meet everyone backstage. Like you can go up and talk to any of them. You know, they're really nice and they'll give you information and stuff. They got nothing to lose for helping you out. So I know connections and networking is always a big thing. And whenever you see a big name, it's always great to talk to them and see like, hey, how can I get to where you're at? You know, so I've made a lot of good connections with that, and as well as the other people that are there with me trying to do the same thing.
It's so refreshing to hear. I feel like, you know, even like a decade ago, you can go back further, like that probably wasn't the case. Like a lot of guys like not really trying to, you know, especially when TV's involved, like you're competing to get on TV. So to kind of have that space and, you know, be able to pick people's brains, like that's, you can't put a price tag on that. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's very helpful, you know.
Yeah. Sorry, change of venue as the other child came home. But let's talk about, you know, kind of, you know, we're kind of winding down, getting to the back half of 2025. What are your goals? What are your aspirations for the rest of 2025? And then after you answer that, I have the hardest question you'll answer all week, probably all year at this point. But what are those aspirations for the rest of 2025?
Other than this, the only other goal that I have is to be hired by WWE. So that's the next goal. I know it's a big goal. It's probably a big jump from just having an indie title to moving up to the biggest stage of them all. But like that's the way I like to set my goals. You shoot for the stars, you land on the moon. Shoot farther, maybe you land on a star. So I try to push it as hard as I can and really get out there. So I'm trying to get out to all these big places that are coming up and get my name out there and just get recognized by WWE. Get a WWE ID tag. Go to NXT. I mean, I'll take any spot they got right now because, I'm 33 years old. I ain't got time to play around. I'm ready to do it. Let's go.
I love that answer. Like you said, might as well shoot for the highest star. Get there. All right. Toughest question you're gonna have probably the rest of the year, probably the rest of your life. Let's be honest. So, when you think Mr. WrestleMania, there's two people that come into my mind. Is it Shawn Michaels or is it The Undertaker? Yeah, on the spot.
That is not fair. That is not fair.
It's how we end every interview.
Oh man.
A delayed answer because it's gonna be me.
Whoa, that's the right answer. There you go.
Amazing. I love that.
Sorry, I have a lot of self-confidence.
No notes.
As you should. Like
That's
the job, man. That's the job.
A lot of people ask me who my favorite wrestler is, and I always say myself. And that's not a bullshit answer. That's the truth. I wrestle the way I would want to see a wrestler be. I loved watching John Cena, Randy Orton, everyone else growing up, but I didn't love everything they did. I would rather present myself as someone that I would love to watch. Because if I love watching me, I imagine other people would love watching me. So I try to present myself the best way that I can with what I do as a wrestler in all aspects. So that's kind of the way I approach it. I don't mean cocky or arrogant or anything. I mean it to give myself a personal challenge as to put myself out there in the best capacity that I can and reach the biggest audience that I can and motivate others the way I have always been motivated by wrestling. I did martial arts for a long time, like I said, and I had tournaments and stuff. I would be motivated by what I saw on wrestling that week or that month and have that in the back of my mind, and I'm going out and doing these sparring matches and all these championships and everything. That's the thing that kind of motivated me to do stuff. But the same thing when I went to powerlifting or went to the gym every week. I'm trying to be big and strong like John Cena and be able to lift the Great Khali on my shoulders or like Batista and everyone. That's why I started working out, is to be strong like wrestlers that I got motivated by. So now I want to do the same thing, motivating everyone else to do whatever they want to do in their life. Even if they don't want to be a wrestler, maybe they just want to be jacked and tan. They want to go to the gym and do whatever they do. Maybe they just want to put more effort in whatever they're doing or focusing on for their life or career. Like, I've also written books that are available on Amazon and stuff. Like, if somebody wants to write a book, I want to motivate them to do that. Have something in your mind that gives you that spark every day to hey, get up out of bed and go do what you need to do.
Yeah. Awesome. Well said. I feel like I want to run through a fucking brick wall right now. So that's that's fucking awesome.
I'd recommend you. But where can everybody see you coming up? Where's social media? And then plug your book, dude. Come on.
Yeah, Mathias wrestles on everything. Instagram, Facebook, the TikTok, the X, the Twitter, whatever you want to call it, the YouTubes, on the interwebs. Mathias wrestles on everything. Please follow me and follow my journey and see kind of what I'm doing. Also, all my books and everything are linked on there. So if you go to my links, I have anything and everything you would want to get from me. I have a website, strengthworld.com. I'm sorry, strengthworld.store. I'll change it from that. And you can buy all my books, get whatever you want to, You can always support me by buying my merchandise and following the journey.
Love it. Love it. Well, Mathias, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Cannot wait to see what you do next and cannot wait to have you back on the show.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Take care. Yeah. Thank you to Mathias for joining us tonight. Thank you to everybody watching. Let's do a quick reset here, boys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, subscribe to that YouTube channel. Just tell one person about what we're doing here. If you want great interviews like that, if you want great banter with the friends that we have on screen right now, this is what we do, and we have a good fucking time doing it. Boys, we're gonna take a couple minutes here. We're gonna talk a little bit of NXT and do a quick preview of Dynamite. know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm not even gonna say anything because you were a trooper. You wore the Bengal follow last week with begrudging pride. So if you want to flash it, go ahead. That's perfectly fine. But I've got a date. So let's talk about this real quick. And I'm gonna start with Josh here. Is Ricky Saints the guy to beat Obafemi?
Nobody's beating Obafemi. Nobody's beating Obafemi. They should retire the current version of the NXT title with Obafemi. Okay. I don't think anybody should be pinning him on his way to the main event scene, or not even the main event scene, the main card. I don't even know what I'm saying. Raw and SmackDown. There should be no situation where Obafemi takes a pin. You make him the ruler. He's the ruler, the conqueror, the king, whatever you want to call him. No pins, nothing. Ricky Saints, you're gonna have your time on the main roster as well. You'll be fine. But Obafemi cannot lose that belt anytime soon.
The last person to pin Obafemi is Tony D'Angelo. How does that make you feel?
Don't say
sad. Sad. And now Tony's gone. He had the Sopranos ending. Who knows what's going on with Tony? So it's like, why was that a thing? But Oba had to drop that belt at some point, so it was coming. Yeah. But no, with the NXT title, I mean, he looks unbelievable. Like there's just no situation I see where he should lose, unless it's to Javon. It's probably the only thing that I would see.
Should have been Javon. It should have been.
That was a bad call.
Yeah,
that was.
Look,
the only thing
to dethrone him is not on the roster currently. That's what I'm
saying.
To it. I'm going to stick to it. He's not. That person is not there. I don't know who it is. It's not. He's not there.
Yeah, like I think if they were going to move him up, like that was the time. It seems like he's going to stay for a little bit now down in NXT. So
yeah,
and it's kind of crazy because I think he's ready. It seems like he's got the aura, he's got the in-ring stuff, he's got pretty much everything, and he's a heavy champion. Like I feel like we need more heavies on the main roster right now. Heavies that are actually like, threatening. And honestly, you can bring him up as a heel, and I think he would be unbelievable. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Where would you put him right now? Where would you put him right now?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm sliding him into the United States Championship scene on SmackDown. I feel like it's a little lacking. Solo's not dropping that belt to anybody on that roster right now, in my opinion. I just don't see, because they're building him up. They let him, kind of play around in the main event scene last summer. He's the United States champion. He gets the championship treatment, which is he doesn't wrestle anymore, which is crazy. So until somebody comes along that's, going to be bigger than Solo, I don't think it's going to happen. And they're putting chips into Solo for sure. He's running a faction. He's got a title, and he wrestled Cody Rhodes all last summer. Like clearly, like they believe in Solo Sikoa. So the only person that I think should pin him is Obafemi.
Podcast Dad wants to see him aligned with the vision. There is room for one more in that group if you really think about it. I don't hate the idea, especially because we're seeing Roman kind of have to go through all of them in order to get to Seth Rollins for what will be an eventual one-on-one WrestleMania 42 match. You slot him there, he gets to mix it up with the OTC right out of the jump, and I think that's a good spot to be in.
Yeah, I think, and it also opens up the door to Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker feuding with Obafemi, and the thought of Braun and Oba going head to head. I mean, that's WrestleMania main event. Like, look down the road, it's going to happen. Yes. They're going to be the headliners a couple times. So just wait on that. Just wait.
You can't tell me Paul Heyman being a mouthpiece for Obafemi is not a good idea.
Oh no, it's amazing. It would be the most amazing thing ever. Like. And it's funny because like Braun and Bronson have shown like they can do their stuff on the mic. Like Braun's still pretty green on the mic, but like Obafemi has shown that he can do the mic stuff too. So it's like, it's not about like, oh, we're just going to stick Paul Heyman on guys that can't speak. Like that was the Brock Lesnar thing. Like Roman Reigns can talk. Seth Rollins can talk. Mm-hmm. So it's no longer about like, he needs to be the mouthpiece. It's like, no, Paul adds to the story now. Paul is like, it's completely different now. So yes, I would love to see Paul Heyman and Obafemi and just like hit him with like the ruler, the conqueror, the destroyer. Like it would be amazing. It would be so good. So good.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's a lot of upside here. It's just we're in a weird spot right now with NXT as far as kind of this transitional period that they're in, and people that are ready to move up that haven't yet, and just kind of more questions than answers right now. Let's turn our direction towards the land of the elite right now. Forbidden Door is in the books. No Swerve, no Will Ospreay for the foreseeable future. Here's what we've got tonight for Dynamite. We have got Darby Allin versus Claudio Castagnoli in a Falls Count Anywhere match. We've got Jet Speed and Brodito taking on the Don Callis family. John Moxley versus Daniel Garcia. The Don Callis family, the ones that you're gonna love this. They
just keep expanding there's 6 dudes in there now.
2.0. Yeah.
But here are the 4, and I know that this is what's going to get the podcast out here. Here are the 4 that are selected for this match: Okada, Hechicero, Takeshita, and Josh Alexander. So despite making a massive return last week in Forbidden Door, Wardlow is nowhere to be found to actually wrestle tonight on Dynamite.
And Josh Alexander is going to eat the pin.
Probably,
it's happening. That's all he's been doing since he went to AEW. So
that's He could be somebody that can beat Olafemi in another universe.
Oh, 1,000%.
I don't think anybody's batting an eye at that.
Who?
Josh
Alexander.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Wardlow. I was about to leave.
No. Josh Alexander in another universe, had he signed with NXT, is a name that you couldn't not see it once you hear it.
He definitely could have been the face. He could have been the face easily.
Yeah, I'm
but here we are.
Excited for Wardlow again, Cincinnati. So
I am, and I will continue to remain excited for Wardlow. Don't give me shit for it. This is my
Rampage.
Rampage isn't a thing.
Exactly. Thank you. Move on.
That's what Collision's for. Okay, it's
Ring of Honor.
Let's not go have Wardlow catching L's here. Jake Hager's doing enough for everybody right now, but I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Josh, my guy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Before we let you go, where can everybody find you on social media and keep up with the incredible work that you're doing?
Yeah, TikTok, Instagram at ropebreak.media. We're moving and shaking, and it's I think it's a transitional time for a lot of the TV shows right now. So it's been an interesting time, but I think the fall is going to pick up. So tune in on TikTok and Instagram and see what I'm cooking.
Let's go.
Love it. Well, we always appreciate having you on. Cannot wait to have you back again. You are an honorary junkie at this point. Knighthood, whatever the Junkies version of Knighthood is, that's what you got here.
Yeah. Thank you. No, I appreciate it.
You wear this once.
You will never catch me wearing
here with that.
You will never catch me wearing anything Eagles.
You have to stop that.
Never.
Hey, don't disrespect.
Hey, honestly, I can't talk. I'm a Saints fan. We're gonna win 4 games this year, so it's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4. Good luck.
That is. I thought you were a Bears fan, and I'm like, oh, it's from LA, so maybe a Rams or Chargers, but saying that, okay, all right.
I grew up in LA with no teams, and my family's from New Orleans, so that's what I got. There you go.
Fair.
There you go.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure, and thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. Again, X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. Tomorrow we will be back with Coastal Empire Wrestling. After the Empire, we're going to break down Legends of the Low Country and preview this weekend. For the podcast dad, for Josh, our homie from Rope Break Media, I am Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Until tomorrow, enjoy the grabs. Nailed that shit. Good.